We are in, okay, maybe you're not in a cold climate, but I am in the cold depths of winter. And that just means I am inside all the time. I love to have things that simmer on the stove, and I love to pull things that are just nostalgic, homey, comfortable, things that I grew up with. And for me, that's ham and beans. So when I do ham and beans, I don't like to really put a ton of ham in my beans. Obviously I use a ham hock, which is that smoky, delicious ham flavor without all the meat. And so you get the most flavorful, delicious beans. And that is the whole point here. So it's very few ingredients, which is what makes it amazing, but you're just adding the right amount of ingredients that are gonna give it that vegetable kind of like undertone and flavor without overpowering it. So here I have ready some of my onion. I'm gonna finish up with the onion. That onion, obviously we're adding pretty much a mirepoix here in the bottom. We have the onion, we have carrot, we have celery. That's gonna really help just kind of flavor the beans along with the ham. So they don't just get a flat ham flavor, but they have a depth of flavor, and that's really important. So I'm gonna take over these onions. I have some oil on the stove, heating on low. You always wanna have your oil heated up. One, that helps things not stick. And it also just gives it a good heated base to start the saute right away. So I'm gonna add those right in here. I'm gonna make sure to just salt and pepper my onions here. It adds the seasoning right from the beginning, and it also just makes sure it draws out some of the extra liquid. So I'm gonna let those just soften for a few minutes till they're translucent, add the rest of the vegetables, and then we're gonna have that amazing simmering time. This is a dish that, yeah, you're gonna need to make this. The onion is softened, and I don't want to brown the onion since it's going to have a long cooking time. I don't want any of that taste. I just want it to be softened so it doesn't have the crunchiness, but is just going to meld into all the other flavors. So I'm going to add the carrot, and I always like to keep my carrot somewhat larger because I like to see it and I like it to be prominent. I like that hearty vegetable. And then some celery. And then I don't really need to saute those vegetables. They're going to have a long cooking time here. So with those, there went a carrot flying. Kip will get it. So with those, we have the beans. So these beans are just white beans, Great Northern white beans, whatever you want to call them. They were dried. I think anytime you're doing a bean forward dish like this, where what is the star ingredient here? It's the beans, which it always should be beans because beans are delicious, healthy, protein, so good. I always use dried beans because you're gonna get a better quality bean. The texture is gonna be better. And then they actually can have these flavors cook with them and really soak them in. So I soaked these overnight and then I just drained them, made sure that they're drained, and I rinsed them. And now we're gonna put the beans right into there. You know, it's one of those steps that a lot of people don't necessarily, you know, it seems easy always just to have your can of beans, and you know, in soups and things like that, I love to do that. But when it comes to this, no, you need the beans. So with the beans, we're all building flavor here. So that base of onion and then the carrot, the celery, that's all gonna add great flavor. I'm adding some chicken stock. You can do homemade, you can do boughten, whatever you are comfortable with. You know, soaking the beans, it's gonna take not as much cooking liquid, but it still has a lot more that those beans need. And if you have ever had ham and beans, or these type of good beans, you know you're gonna need to have cornbread with them. So you want them to have that good kind of texture at the end, but also some of that cooking liquid too. So the flavor, the star, a ham hock. You know, you can buy these actually a lot of times in a lot of meat departments. Also, if you have a ham, save the bone. This is what you make right after. A good ham hock, like a large one like this, is gonna have some of that meat on it. One extra step I do that not everyone does is Parmesan rind. You can also buy these sometimes, or I save all of mine when I buy hunks of Parmesan. That rind has so much flavor. And it's not that I want to add tons of Parmesan to this, but you are gonna get that umami, delicious, deep flavor. And especially as it roasts and just cooks with this in that cooking liquid, that flavor is gonna be extruded from that Parmesan rind. It's gonna get that salty, delicious, wonderful flavor in there. Now, I don't like to overly salt my beans when they're gonna cook. I salted that onion a little bit, and then I'm gonna let them cook and then salt them at the end again, because beans sometimes get a little bit tough if you put too much salt in the beginning. So I'm gonna let this come up to a simmer, or a full boil actually. I'm gonna let it come to a full boil, gonna turn it to a simmer, and then just let it cook. While it's cooking, we can make cornbread. You gotta make your own. Don't even think about buying it. Not that box stuff, no. cornbread, it is essential with beans. I'm sorry, they just go together. And I think, you know what, making your own cornbread will make you a cornbread lover. The flavor, it is amazing. So I put a cast iron skillet in my oven and it preheated with the oven and the butter was in it and it browned the butter, which is gonna give it amazing flavor. And so that is ready to go. I'm gonna let it just sit there as I put the cornbread together, which honestly is so simple. We have our cornmeal, we put it right in there. So cornbread, you almost always offset with some regular all-purpose flour. That's just because cornmeal is pretty coarse, it's pretty dry, so the texture would be not that great and not that palatable if you did only the cornmeal. So when you put some of the flour with it, it just gives it a little bit more closer to, not a bread consistency, but just an easier consistency to eat. So we of course need to add some salt. Anything needs some salt, and corn can actually take quite a bit of salt. We're gonna add some baking soda, just a little bit, and then baking powder. And that's really gonna help, what? It's gonna make it grow. It's gonna make it a little bit lighter. The texture's gonna be a lot better. So we're gonna add our baking powder right in there. Now, there's always a debate. Sweet cornbread versus not. I don't like a sweet cornbread. I like to just have that clean corn flavor, but a couple teaspoons of sugar, a very small amount, it does just balance out the flavors. And I think it's needed not to make it sweet, but just to make it consistent in what you kind of need for that flavor balancing. So I'm just mixing all the dry ingredients just to make sure they're combined. And you can kind of see it has that beautiful corn. I love the texture of cornbread. I love the flavor. I love how simple it is. Like, look at these simple ingredients. My grandma was a cornbread lover too. So I always just had cornbread in my life and I love it. Chili, cornbread. So I'm gonna add a couple eggs just to some buttermilk here. If you don't have buttermilk, you know what? You can do the old Midwest trick. What do? We just add about a tablespoon of vinegar for every cup of milk. You let it sit for a little bit. It kind of curdles the milk just a little bit. It makes just like a Midwest buttermilk. It's honestly, growing up, it's almost what we would always use. Now, I'm not gonna say the flavor's gonna be the same, but it works. So don't ever let something in a recipe that you don't have get you to not make it if you could make it with something like this. It is worth making anyway. So I'm just mixing those up so that way the eggs are well combined with the milk. I'm gonna add it right in there. This is what I love. It is we're just making it all together. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna mix it up, just make sure it's well combined, get those dry ingredients worked into the liquid. You can see it comes together. Look at that. Look how quick that is. So simple, so fast. And what's great is these beans obviously take a while. Not gonna lie, they take a few hours because since they were from dried beans, they definitely need to soak in all that liquid, which is what you want. But then in the middle, you can let this cool off if you want, or make it towards the end so it's just fresh. Pour this right into your skillet. And I know it kind of looks like that butter is pooling up around it. It is. And instead of putting the butter into there, I like it just to kind of coat the outside, create that delicious crust. That flavor is gonna be there. If you don't watch me all the time, I'm notorious. I need to take out every inch that is in that bowl. I do not like wasting it. I do not like setting it aside. I like to get all the cornbread mixture or whatever I'm making into my pan. Waste not, want not. So I'm gonna put this right back into the oven. It's gonna bake. It's gonna get golden brown. It's gonna puff up. It's gonna dome. The skillet just makes us feel like we're homesteaders. I don't know. This is simmering away. Smells amazing. Soon, we are gonna have a meal and it's gonna be good. Our beans are done. They smell amazing. I had the lid, just a little bit of jar here at the end, but look at that. You can see that liquid has just been absorbed into those beans. I love this. And I love how homey and just, it's so comfy and it's so comforting, but it still has like nourishment to it. And that to me is the ultimate comfort food. So if there's actual ham on your bone, you can pick it off and put it in there. And you wanna make sure to take out your Parmesan rind. It's a small thing, but it makes actually a huge difference in flavor. And oh, look at some of that ham. That looks delicious. I'm gonna pick it out, but it's gonna be kind of hot, so I'll probably do that once it cools. And then your cornbread. So after the cornbread baked, obviously you can see it domed. I put a skewer in the middle to make sure that it was, cooked, just like a cake, you can pull it out of there, which I love. That butter on the bottom did its job. So you can cut it just perfectly that way. Make sure it's just, oh, it's tender. It cuts beautifully, which is what you want. Look at that. You get the beautiful texture of it. Oh, you need the cornbread to go with this. This is like the ultimate, just like homey meal. And what's great is leftovers, delicious. Get some of that broth with them. My mouth, if you can't tell, is watering. It's kind of like almost like a hearty stew. We'll call it a stoop. It's like a soup and a stew put together. Is that a thing? You serve it with the cornbread. You guys, let me just, I think what's amazing is the Parmesan that you taste in there instantly. You're not ladening it with tons of cheese, but you get the flavor out of that rind that really is just, unlike any other. I could just drink it. The ham bone has just infiltrated that whole bean mixture. You're getting the smoky flavors of it, the delicious, and then when you pick out the meat, you can add some of that meat on top too, which I mean is obviously amazing because a good quality ham. There's nothing like it. This is the ultimate stay at home, be cozy, comfort food, nourish yourself, nourish your family, enjoy it. It has all the components of just being what you want on a cold day. Even as it starts to get closer to spring, you're still gonna want it. As always, I hope you guys share this around because sharing it around, yes, it helps me the most, but it also helps everyone see how easy these recipes and these home cooked meals are. Because when you cook at home, you stay at home and you're happy and healthy, and that's exactly what you want because you're gonna have good food. So, as always, if I can do it, you can do it, we can all do it. Check wiseguide.com, my website, for this recipe, other great recipes. Just live on my website, that's what I want. And it's a fun place to be because there's so many things that we can all do. So, as always, try it out. Let me know what you think, tag me. And until next time, have a good meal. Your family will thank you for it.